You ever feel like you want to connect with your partner like on a deeper level, but you're
Yeah.
kind of over like the serious talks and all the traditional romantic gestures?
Yeah.
So what if I told you that there's like a really effective way to build intimacy and have a ton of fun at the same time?
Really?
Yeah. So in this deep dive, we're exploring the world of playful challenges and couple games.
Okay.
We've got articles, research, the whole shebang, and we're going to extract the most interesting nuggets for you today.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how often we just underestimate the power of play, especially in relationships.
Yeah.
Like these games, as silly as they might sound, can tap into some fundamental human needs like connection novelty, that feeling of accomplishment,
Yeah.
when you nail a challenge together.
Oh, totally. And it's not just about like fleeting fun.
Right.
Some of these games are actually designed to strengthen your bond in pretty profound ways.
I do that.
We're talking about activities that can spark laughter, build trust, and maybe even help you uncover sides of each other you never knew existed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's really intriguing is that these games often work on multiple levels.
Yeah.
Like, take, for example, a simple game like Who Knows Me Best?
Okay.
On the surface, it's just a fun competition.
Right.
But it also reveals how well you truly pay attention to your partner's preferences, quirks, those little details that make them unique.
Ooh, that's a really good point.
Yeah,
It's like a playful way to gauge how attuned you are to each other.
exactly.
I'm already thinking about some sneaky questions I can ask my partner.
We'll keep those questions in mind because we're going to dive into Who Knows Me Best
Yeah.
and a bunch of other fascinating games.
Okay.
We've even got those famous 36 questions that lead to love.
Ooh.
Now, obviously, it's not a magic love potion.
Great. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No, no.
But they are designed to foster a sense of intimacy and connection,
Right.
which can definitely be a catalyst for stronger feelings.
Absolutely.
We'll unpack the psychology behind them later on.
We will. But first, let's warm up with some fun, lighthearted challenges
Yeah.
that are perfect for injecting a little laughter and friendly competition into your relationship.
Okay, I'm game. What do we got?
Let's start with Who Knows Me Best?
Perfect. This one is a classic for a reason.
It is.
I bet you've played some version of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, where you take turns asking each other questions about yourselves and the other person has to answer as if they were you.
Yeah.
It's a fun way to see how much you've really been paying attention and who doesn't love a little healthy competition.
Exactly. And even if you think you know your partner inside and out, there are always surprises.
Oh, for sure.
Sometimes it's the seemingly trivial things that reveal the most, like remembering their go-to coffee order or their favorite childhood book.
Totally.
Those little details show that you really see and appreciate them.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
It's like a little love language in itself, remembering those seemingly insignificant preferences.
Absolutely.
Okay, what's next on our challenge list?
Let's move on to a challenge that takes things up a notch in terms of trust and vulnerability.
Okay.
The blindfold challenge.
Ooh. I can imagine this being both exciting and a bit nerve-wracking, really pushing you to rely on your partner.
Exactly.
Sure.
One of you puts on a blindfold, and the other person leads them through a series of activities.
Okay.
It could be navigating around the house, trying different foods, or even something more sensual like describing textures or scents.
Our sources actually suggest incorporating different smells, sounds, or textures into this challenge.
Oh, yeah.
They say it can really heighten the experience and create a unique sense of intimacy because by limiting one sense site, you're naturally heightening the others.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a way of experiencing the world and your partner in a completely new way.
Right.
And that sense of vulnerability, of surrendering control to your partner, can be incredibly powerful for building trust.
All right. I'm intrigued, but I think I might need a little liquid courage before I attempt the blindfold challenge. What about a game that sparks deep conversations without the whole blindfolded thing?
Well, in that case, let's move on to Would You Rather?
Ah, yes. The game of impossible choices.
Yes.
This one's great because it can be as silly or as serious as you want it to be.
Right.
You can ask lighthearted questions or dive into more philosophical dilemmas.
It's fascinating how a simple question like, would you rather have the ability to fly or be invisible, can open up a whole conversation about your partner's dreams, fears, and values.
One of our sources suggests the question, would you rather always be 10 minutes early or 10 minutes late for everything?
Ooh.
Now think about how you would answer that.
Yeah.
What does that reveal about what's important to you in a relationship?
Punctuality.
Yeah.
Spontaneity.
And it's not just about the answers themselves, but the reasoning behind them.
Oh, right.
It gives you a glimpse into your partner's thought process, their priorities, and maybe even some things you never knew about them.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so Would You Rather
Yeah.
is definitely going on my list of games to try.
But I'm also curious about games that are specifically designed to strengthen relationships,
Uh-huh.
beyond just having fun.
Right.
Our outline mentions an appreciation game,
Yeah.
which sounds kind of intriguing.
Oh, the appreciation game is a fantastic one.
Okay.
It's all about shifting your focus to gratitude,
Right.
which can be incredibly powerful, especially if you're feeling a bit disconnected or stuck in a rut.
Okay, walk me through it.
Sure.
How does it work?
The rules are super simple. You and your partner take turns expressing genuine appreciation for something the other person has done.
Okay.
Maybe it's a thoughtful gesture like doing the dishes, even though it wasn't their turn.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe it's a personality trait you admire, like their resilience or their sense of humor.
Right.
The possibilities are endless.
I love that. It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day and forget to acknowledge the positive things our partners bring to our lives.
Totally.
I feel like this game could be a real reset button, especially if you're prone to bickering or nitpicking.
It's like a conscious effort to counteract what psychologists call negativity bias,
Okay.
which is our brain's tendency to focus on negative things.
Yeah.
By actively practicing gratitude, we can rewire our brains to appreciate the good stuff.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And it's not just about making your partner feel good. It's also about reminding yourself of all the reasons why you appreciate them in the first place.
Exactly.
Right.
A win-win.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of uncovering hidden aspects of your partner,
Yeah.
the what if scenario game takes this to a whole new level.
Okay, bring on the hypotheticals.
Okay.
I'm all about exploring possibilities and maybe even getting a little silly together.
So in this game, you and your partner come up with hypothetical what-if scenarios and discuss how you would react.
Okay.
You could explore practical questions like, what if we moved to a new city?
Right.
Or indulge in pure fantasy like, what if we won the lottery? Or what if we had superpowers?
I love how open-ended this is. It's like a playful way to explore shared values, dreams, and aspirations.
Totally.
You might discover that you and your partner are on the same page about major life decisions. Or you might uncover hidden desires and passions that you never knew existed.
And even if the scenarios are totally outlandish, the conversations they spark can be incredibly revealing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's a chance to see your partner's problem-solving style, their sense of humor, and how they approach the unknown.
All right, this game is definitely going on the list.
Good.
But I think it's time we tackled the elephant in the room.
Okay.
The game that everyone's been waiting for.
Okay.
The 36 questions that lead to love.
Okay, let's unpack this one carefully.
Go.
First of all, it's important to remember that these questions aren't some magical formula for falling head over heels.
Right. It's not about instant romance,
Right.
but it is about creating a sense of intimacy and connection.
Exactly.
What's the story behind these questions anyway?
Well, they were developed by psychologist Arthur Barron as part of a study on interpersonal closeness.
Okay.
The goal was to see if they could create a sense of vulnerability and shared experience that would lead to increased feelings of connection between strangers.
And did it work?
Spoiler alert, it did.
Wow.
The questions are divided into 3 sets, each progressively more personal and probing, covering topics ranging from childhood memories and favorite things to fears, dreams, and values.
Our sources emphasize that the key here is reciprocal self-disclosure.
Yes.
As you and your partner take turns answering these questions, you're essentially sharing increasingly personal information with each other,
Right.
which creates a sense of trust and intimacy.
Exactly. It's about gradually revealing yourselves to each other, layer by layer, creating a space for vulnerability and understanding.
I can see how that would be powerful even for couples who've been together for a long time. It's like a structured way to have those deep, meaningful conversations that sometimes get lost in the hustle and bustle of everyday life.
The power of these questions comes from genuine self-expression.
Okay.
The more open you are, the deeper the connection you can create.
Yeah, and remember, it's not about giving the right answers, but about being honest and authentic in your responses.
Okay, so we've covered some pretty intense relationship-building territory.
We have.
Now I'm ready to lighten things up with some games that are just pure fun and silliness.
Yes.
What do we got?
Bring on the laughter.
Nice.
I'm all for embracing our playful sides, especially in relationships.
Yeah.
How about a lip sync battle?
Oh, yes. I love this one. It's all about letting go of inhibitions and embracing the joy of being ridiculous together.
Yeah.
No singing aloud, just Pure, unadulterated lip syncing with as much passion and flair as you can muster.
Imagine trying to maintain a straight face while your partner is belting out their best air guitar solo.
Oh my God.
It's a guaranteed mood booster and a reminder that relationships don't always have to be serious.
Totally.
Sometimes the best way to connect is to just let loose and be goofy together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think we have one more game on our list, right?
Yes, we have Charades Couple Edition.
This version is all about tapping into those unique shared experiences that make your relationship special.
Uh-huh.
Inside jokes, memorable moments, favorite movies, you name it.
I love that. It's like a playful way to celebrate your history together and create new memories in the process.
And let's be real, the potential for hilarious misinterpretations and misunderstandings is sky high.
Oh, for sure. Just imagine trying to act out that time you got lost on vacation or that awkward first date moment.
It's a chance to see your relationship through each other's eyes and to appreciate the little things that make your bond unique.
Wow. We covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. From blindfold challenges to lip sync battles, it's amazing how many ways there are to inject some playfulness into a relationship.
You know what strikes me is how these games aren't just about fleeting entertainment.
Yeah.
They can actually be really powerful tools for building intimacy, communication, and a stronger bond overall.
Yeah.
Who knew having fun could be so beneficial?
It's so true. Sometimes we forget how important it is to just let loose and be silly with our partners. Life gets so serious, it's easy to fall into a routine and lose that sense of playfulness.
Exactly. And that's where these games come in. They provide a framework for connection, a reminder to prioritize fun and shared experiences.
Mm.
But remember, the key is to choose games that resonate with both you and your partner.
Right.
Something that aligns with your personalities and relationship goals.
Right. You wouldn't want to force your partner into a super competitive game if they're more laid back.
No.
Or drag them into a deep emotional exploration if they're not in the mood.
Absolutely. The beauty of all these options is that there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
Whether you're looking for lighthearted laughter, a boost of intimacy, or a chance to explore shared dreams, there's a game out there waiting to be discovered.
So as you're listening to this, I encourage you to think about which of these games sparked your interest.
Yeah.
What resonated with you the most? What would you be excited to try with your partner?
And even more importantly, what do you hope to gain from these playful interactions?
Hmm.
A deeper connection, more laughter, a sense of adventure. Keep those intentions in mind as you choose your game.
Now I have to ask, what about you? Have you ever tried any of these games in your own relationships?
Well, I can't reveal all my secrets,
Okay.
but I will say that I'm a big fan of the what if scenario game.
Yeah.
It's such a fun way to get creative and dream big with your partner.
Oh, for sure.
Speaking of which, I have a thought-provoking question for you, inspired by one of our sources.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to play the what if game with your partner right now, what would your first scenario be? What possibility would you want to explore together?
Ooh, that's a great question. I'm already brainstorming some wild scenarios. I guess we'll leave our listeners to ponder that one and hopefully get some playful challenges of their own going.
And remember, no matter what game you choose,
Mm.
the most important thing is to have fun, connect with each other, and maybe even discover something new about yourselves along the way.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of playful challenges and couple games. We'll see you next time for another exploration into the fascinating world of human connection.